beautiful people. So let me be realistic with you here. Then you watch the entire video so that you actually understand what is happening, the processes that are involved, the delays, why people are getting rejections, why is there a delay at the embassy. Let's look at it this way. Okay, remember, I always do these things here so that you can also do them yourself. But in the case you cannot do it yourself, in the case you need further guidance, there are so many of us doing these videos to guide you, because I know many people do not know, they do not know what is actually happening. So I will contribute my 75%, you do your 15%. Okay, then you decide on what to do. This issue of booking appointments at the Polish embassy and people not getting a slot to book their appointments, there is a problem that is attached to that, and I'm going to explain to you. Let me explain the problem before I tell you why people are rejected. Now, the problem here is that, I always tell you people that every country has a particular number of immigrants or international students they receive in their country each year. As soon as that quota is reached, they are not longer going to accept any order. Why sometimes you see embassies, they may open appointments before you know appointments are closed. Okay, you may find 10 appointments this month. Before you go to the embassy website next 2 months, you will discover that they only have maybe 2-3 per week. That is because they reach their quota. And now, why is it affecting Poland? Why is it like that? We all know. If you don't know, it is because of the issues that are happening in Ukraine. You already know what is happening in Ukraine, right? Because of those issues, many people from Ukraine, our brothers and sisters, they are now moving into Poland. And Poland is also struggling to hold its borders, so it is making matters a bit worse for Poland. The burden is now on the government, and because of that, the number of people that are entering Poland, there are many already from Europe, so they do not want a situation where they will bring more people back into their country. You understand? So it now causing a whole lot of issues, but they are also struggling to see how they can balance up these people coming in, because of course most of them are not internationals, and we all know that international students also contribute to the economies of every country. Now take a look at this complete video. If you think it is still something you can consider, then it is a good option. Consider it. Okay, I'm just here to advise you. Let's go. This video is basically for international students who intend to study in Poland in 2026 intake, February or September. It may not favor those from Central and West Africa, but however, people are still moving to Poland. So if you are targeting Poland, understand that it may be difficult for you if you are somewhere around West or Central Africa. But if you are in North, East, South Africa, then you may be opportune, because of course the embassy is still open and accepting visa application. But before you apply for any school in Poland, you need to understand these things. And like I said in my previous videos, there are new laws in Poland that you must know in order to migrate effectively. When I say migrate effectively, I mean like apply for the visa and successfully get it, because it's never going to be easy. If you do anyhow, you may not get it, but however, we pray that you get whatsoever thing you are looking for. Now, before I talk about these changes for international students, please go to the description box and click that link that says we are going to be uploading videos about Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Japan, and South Korea. There is a link for a new channel there. Click the link so that we can build it up. Then I start putting in the materials for these various countries. Now, if you're an international student and let's say you applied last year for a school in Poland and did not get admission, maybe you didn't use IELTS or B2 English proficiency, note that right now as you are watching this video, the law is different. And now you will be needing B2 level language proficiency in order to actually apply for any Polish university if you need positive results. Before it wasn't like that, but now it is compulsory. I did a previous video before. Please check the channel, and if you want to talk to me one-on-one, you know where the link is. It is below. Click the link. Now, This language proficiency we are talking about, what is it? It is English proficiency, it is IELTS, it is TOEFL, it is Duolingo. No, when Poland says they need English language proficiency, B2 level, they are talking about IELTS, most especially because they do not accept Duolingo. Some schools may accept it, but Duolingo is not up to that level. Now, understand that before you could use your English proficiency from your university to prove that you actually studied in English and you understand the language, okay? But now B2 level is compulsory, and I believe that most of these institutions, at least 98% of them, would be asking for IELTS or TOEFL. Remember, to migrate to Poland in 2026, you need to budget yourself, prepare well, and put in a strong visa application, okay? Now, people are still moving. The embassy is located in Nigeria. So I'm explaining this to those who are watching from West Africa and Central Africa. Option number two, which just changed, like it is a new law. Admission test is now required to study in Poland, or maybe an interview is now required for you to gain access into Polish universities. The new law, so you should expect this in case you are applying to any school and you do not see this on their website. Please remember that Milton said it. It may be there, it may not be there. Remember, these laws came into effect just few months back. So expect this. And again, if you are applying, just for the benefit of those who are just joining, if you are applying to a country like Czech Republic, you are applying to a country like Bulgaria, you are applying to a country like Slovenia or Slovakia, or maybe a country like Turkey. Turkey does not really have interviews, but these other countries I just gave you now, if you are applying to any of them, be strategic, because most of their universities would ask you for their interview or maybe an online test, especially Czech Republic and Bulgaria. Bulgaria mostly does interview. Lithuania also does interview, but for Poland, you may do one of the two. Now, the next thing you should understand is that Poland is also saying they want to drop the number of international students to 50%. So they will take EU students 50, internationals 50. And remember, these internationals they are talking about is me and you plus those coming from Asian countries, okay? And you already know, if you look at the world map, you will notice that the most populated countries, most of them are in Asia and Africa. Nigeria is one. Then in Asia, we have India, Pakistan, and Indonesia, some of them China. So you are competing with a whole lot of people now who are more than you. You need to put that first. Not more than you academically, but because of population. So they are trying to say they want to cap this to 50%. So that is to explain to you that population will now increase, the competition will rise. And I understand them, because when I was in Cyprus, I think we were in class about 30 of us, but majority of us were internationals. In fact, the entire class was almost internationals. Yeah. So they want to bring it to 50%. Even as I'm talking to you, the Netherlands is also saying they want to drop, like, take a cut on the number of internationals. That's why you will see most embassies are not having appointment as before, because before they could open maybe like 20 slots, 30 slots per day, but now they are taking like maybe 30 people per week, some of them. Do you understand? So this is what you need to know. Another thing you need to know is that if you enroll in a full-time program after your studies program in Poland, you will definitely have access to the labor market. What I mean here is, if you study in Poland and at the end of the day you graduate, you can work in Poland. But for you to work, you need to get a work permit. And for you to get this work permit, you need to graduate, of course. So I'm just explaining this to those who, when they move to a country, they will drop school and now think Aduro is the best option. Well, you may decide to choose Aduro if you think it's going to help you, but to me, I do not think it's really a wise decision. So you should know this. To those who are asking, Milton, can I stay back in Poland and work? Yes, this is the answer, but you must graduate and find a job in the occupation list. Okay, now what is the occupation list? These are high demand skilled jobs in Poland. In case you are applying to study in Poland, you should put these fields into consideration. Areas in the technology, they are good. maybe computer technology, information technology, all those things, architecture, something like that, are in high demand, not just in Poland, but in other places, other countries in Europe and across the globe, right? There is also healthcare, which is also in demand. Healthcare, I mean nurses and assistant nurses and all of them. We also have engineering, those in civil engineering, computer engineering, and a whole lot of them. Now, it's not everybody that is going to maybe apply for these demand jobs, right? Because probably some people didn't study that, and some of us may not have the opportunity to even study it at bachelor's because of our qualifications. However, there are still short courses you can take outside, maybe on websites, different websites, maybe EDX, maybe Indeed, and you understand, take some of the courses, except that you want to swap again, then you can decide to go for a fresh degree. But know that in Poland, these are the high demand skill jobs. And then also understand that there are certain visa categories. If you take the visa and move to Poland, you cannot apply for work visa. You cannot convert that visa you came in with in Poland to a work visa. And which are these visa categories? One of them is the tourist visa or the Schengen visa. Okay, and this Schengen visa is type C Schengen visa, because type D is usually the visa that permits international students to fly to Poland or EU. But this type C, you cannot convert it and you cannot move with it to Poland. You need to get the right visa, which is the work visa or the student visa, before you migrate to Poland. I hope this makes sense to you. Then also the next visa category is family visit visa. No, you cannot use it to work or convert it to a work permit. So note this. You also have short-term study visas. If you are maybe studying for 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, and not up to 1 year, you are in serious problems. And I have said it many times to people telling me, Milton, I want to move with the language program. You see, this very short term study visa thing, it is now effective in Spain. And if you move to Spain for a language program which is less than I think less than 12 months, you will not get stay back visa. And it's not just Spain, many countries are doing it, which I totally understand. Then you also have medical visas. In fact, all of them like this, since they are not under the study pathway or the residence permit pathway, they would definitely be under the Schengen visa. So the medical visa is another one. Even the volunteer visa, all of them, you cannot use it to apply for jobs in Poland. So put all these things into consideration and remember that most institutions charge from about 1,200 to like 2,500 per semester. Some charge about 3,000, 2,500 per year. So it just depends on what you are doing. So it just depends on what you want to take, and yeah. And remember, engineering courses cost more money in Poland than other courses. I think I was checking something last time and I realized that engineering courses cost about 3,500 to like 5,500 to 6,000. Meanwhile, social sciences, maybe things like business, business management, economics, masters, right, in that particular area, they cost about 2,000, 2,005, 3,000. But those that are expensive up there are usually the engineering courses and the healthcare courses. There are, of course, you can study nursing in Poland. There are schools in Poland where you can, like, medical universities, right? So apply to any of them and hopefully you can get admission, then apply for the visa and move. If you want to look for jobs in Poland, I am not the best person to talk about job thing on here. And I really do not want to talk about it because I've come to realize that you need to be in the system in order to actually get some of these opportunities. But when you tell people, they do not understand. Okay, I think this is the end of the video. We are going to talk about more updates about Poland and see you in another one.